Hello traders, welcome to the tutorial video of the green arrow MT4 indicator for the binary options, and in that video you are going to learn about the green arrow and the money management sheet. So first of all, let's see how to place the trade using the green arrow indicator. And guys, let me tell you, that is the easiest part of the video, because using the green arrow indicator is really so much easy, and even a beginner can use that indicator properly and have a good amount of profit. Okay, so let's see how to place the trade. So guys, before going further into the tutorial video, here is an important note for you. Using any indicator on a bad and volatile market will always result in loss in the binary trading. Therefore, use the green arrow MT4 indicator on a very good and stable market that will lead to profit as a result. Okay, so basically here I want to say you that you have to use the green arrow indicator on a very good and stable market, because a volatile market will always gives you a loss. Okay, so try to avoid the volatile market and use that indicator on a very good and stable market. So here is the representation of buy signal according to the indicator. Simply, you have to take your trade in upward direction when the arrow appears below the candles and facing in upward direction, just like that on the screen. And you have to take care of one thing, is that you have to place your trade on the starting of next candle. Means when the arrow appears on any candle, you have to take your trade on the next starting candle. Okay, and your trade expiry will be 2 minutes, 3 minutes or 4 minutes, and that I'm talking about for the 1 minute candlestick time frame. Okay, and guys, you can also take confirmation or help, whatever you say, by the different indicator or price action. And generally I prefer to use the green arrow MT4 indicator with the stochastic or the MACD indicator. That will give you some extra confirmation while you're trading. Okay, so here are some good examples of buying signal according to the green arrow indicator. So have a look and observe them closely. So here is the first example, and as you can see, the arrow appears at the same time when the stochastic give us the crossover from the oversold zone, and these kind of signals having higher possibility of being a profitable signal. And our second example is also very similar. As you can see, the stochastic was already in oversold zone, and as the arrow appears on the chart, market directly goes in upward direction. And sometimes I also use the green arrow with the MACD indicator. So as you can see, this arrow appears along with the signal of MACD. Look at the lines crossover of MACD and the histogram. Okay, this is a perfect buying signal with the confirmation of MACD. Okay, and here is another one signal. As you can see, the line give us a crossover and histogram is also showing a upward move. That means it's a great signal, because here we have two confirmations. One is our green arrow indicator and another one is MACD. So guys, you have to take trades on these kind of signals where you have multiple confirmation, especially stochastic, because the stochastic indicator work very well with the green arrow indicator. Okay, so I hope you understand about the buying trades with the green arrow. So now we are going to look at the selling trades. So here is the representation of sell signal according to the indicator. You just have to place your trade in downward direction when the arrow appears above the candle and facing in downward direction, just like as on the screen. And take care that you have to place your trade on the starting of next candle, and your expiry time will be 2 minutes, 3 minutes or 4 minutes, and here I am talking about 1 minute time frame candles. Okay, and similar to buying trades, here also you can take the confirmation from the MACD or stochastic. That will give you a higher level of accuracy. So now let's see some examples of selling trades. So here is the first example of our sell trade with the green arrow. So guys, here as you can see, our stochastic was already in the overbought zone, and when the arrow appears on the chart, the market suddenly falls. Okay, this is how the good signals work, because when you take the confirmation from the stochastic also, you will always get a higher accuracy. And here is our second example of the green arrow with the MACD indicator. So here as you can see, this arrow appears along with the signal of MACD, and here is another signal where the arrow appears along with the signal of MACD. Here as you can see the crossover of the lines and the change in the histogram. So here is our third example, and as you can see the stochastic was already in overbought zone, and as our arrow appear on the chart, the market comes in downward direction very smoothly. So this is how you have to take the confirmation from the stochastic and MACD indicator, and especially stochastic, because I already told you about that stochastic indicator works very well with the green arrow indicator. So guys, I hope you understand the working of the green arrow indicator and learn how to take the trade in upward direction or downward direction. And now I'm going to give you some personal advice for using the green arrow indicator, because I have used that indicator a lot and I know the details of using that indicator. So the first advice is to trade maximum 4 or 5 currency pairs parallelly at one time, because if you trade too many currency pairs, then it will lead to sometimes very rapid signals and your account will be destroyed by the fake signals and the over trading. Therefore, just keep only 4 charts on your terminal and make sure that the quality of the chart, they should not volatile, because the volatile market will always lead you to the losses. And the second advice is to avoid all those signals which are not backed by the stochastic. In order to pick up only the accurate and winning signals, you have to do that. That simply means you just have to trade only those signals which are having the confirmation of stochastic or any other confirmation. Okay, because when you take 2 confirmations, your accuracy will be spike up. Okay, so these are the 2 advices that I have for you, and follow these advices very strictly and you will find that your accuracy will be spike up. Okay. So now we are going to learn about the money management sheets, and guys, these sheets will help you a lot in your trading to be a disciplined and a accountable trader. Because as a beginner trader, over trading is the biggest blockage in your profitable journey, and generally people do the overtrading because of their lack of emotional control and accountability issues, and all of these issues will going to be solved with these money management sheets. And throughout my experience of several years in binary trading, I am giving you a very quick formula of being a profitable and successful trader in the binary options. So that is a 3-step formula. So step number 1 is that you have to choose a strategy which is having enough accuracy. Okay, and the step number 2 is that you have to master that strategy by practicing more and more and stay with that strategy. The third step is to maintain or follow your money management very strictly. That is the very quick formula which is having just only 3 steps, and if you follow that very precisely, then you are definitely going to be a profitable trader. And guys, in that journey, these money management sheet will going to help you a lot. So in order to use that money management sheet, you have to learn about the martingale steps and the martingale ratio, because these are the 2 essential concepts that you have to learn before using that money management sheet, and only then you will be able to operate the sheet. Okay, so now firstly we are going to understand about the martingale step. Using the martingale step in the trading is a very classical money management tactics that almost all the professional traders use in the binary options. So the martingale steps simply means that increasing your trade amount by 2.5x, okay, or you can say 2.5 times when you get a losing trade, and keep doing that until you get a winning trade. And once you win one trade in that particular series, then that winning trade will recover all of your losing trades and also make you some profits. Okay, so that is the basic definition of the martingale step. So now let me explain you in more details. So here I have mentioned some trade amount, and you can clearly notice that there is a order in that particular series. The amount is continuously increasing. Okay, so actually that is your martingale steps. And how to use that series in your trading? So it's really simple. Let me explain you. Suppose I have taken my first trade with any strategy or any indicator, and the amount of the first trade is just $1. Okay, and if I lose that particular trade, then what I will do next? So guys, whenever next time I will get the opportunity to place my trade, I will gradually increase my amount to $3. Okay, and what will happen by increasing that amount? If I win that $3 trade, then I will also recover the previous $1 loss and also make some profit. So this is the basic psychology of using the martingale steps. But guys, the market always surprises us by its behavior. So let's suppose if I lose once again, if I also lose that $3 trade, then what I am going to do? So guys, then also I am going to increase my amount and the next trade amount will be just $7. Okay, and what will happen if I win that $7 trade? So if I win that $7 trade, I will recover my previous $4 losses and also make some profits. But what will happen if I lose also that $7 trade? Then guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to increase my amount once again, and this time I will place a trade of $20. Okay, and if I win that particular trade of $20, then I will recover all of my previous losses and also make some profit. So this is how the martingale steps work. And similarly, you can continue the series of increasing up your amount when you get a losing trade. And as you win just one trade according to these martingale steps, then you will recover all of your previous losing trades and also make some profits. Now question arises, what will I do when I got a winning trade in that particular series? So after I got a winning trade, then I will restart this series from the starting. Let me explain you by the example. Let's suppose if I win that $20 trade, then I have to restart this series and start again from the $1. Means after winning that $20 trade, my next trade amount will be just $1 once again. So basically this is just like a cycle that you have to perform while you're trading. And guys, the more number of martingale steps you have, the more safer you are in the binary options trading. When I was a beginner, my teacher suggested me to maintain at least such amount in which you can take 7 to 8 martingale steps. And that was the life-changing and one of the best advices that I got throughout my trading journey. You just have to trust the process, and remember, along with the martingale steps, you also need a very good and strong strategy that you are following with full dedication. And guys, I'm telling you that throughout my experience, if you are using a good strategy, no matter what the strategy is, okay, if that strategy is good, then you are rarely going to get maximum 4 or 5 back-to-back losing trades. In fact, your second or third martingale steps will be a winning trade and you will recover all of your previous losses, and once again you will be again in the profit. So this is how the martingale steps work. Just remember the one thing, that you need a good strategy along with the martingale steps. So in the professional trading, you will listen a term which is called the martingale ratio. It is look like that on your screen. Here I have mentioned the 6:1, and I consider that a very safer and a great martingale ratio for the binary option. So in that ratio, here the first digit is called the total trades. That means the total number of trades or the total capacity of trade that you can take according to your martingale step. Means how many times you can multiply your amount for taking martingale steps. And the another digit is called the winning trade. This means the number of trade that you have to win out of your total trades, and once you win that particular trade, you will recover all of your previous losing trade and also make some profit. So let me simplify that for you. Here the ratio 6:1 means you will take 6 trades according to your martingale steps, or you can say you have the capacity of taking 6 martingale steps according to your funds, okay, and you have to win only 1 trade out of your 6 trades, and if you win that 1 trade, then you will be back into the profit. And winning 1 trade out of 6 trades, it's not a big task. It's very easy, and even a 5-year-old child can do that. If you are getting confused, so don't worry, you will understand everything when I will show you the practical of the money management sheet. Guys, using martingale steps in the binary option is a very smart gameplay of the probabilities of winning and losing in the market, and that probability game of the money management can make you successful as a binary trader on any platform. And guys, it's not necessary to just follow the martingale ratio of 6:1. You can create your own martingale ratio. Let's suppose you can also have the ratio of 7:1. means you will take total 7 trades and you just have to win only one, and if you win one trade and you will be back into the profit. Okay, so basically winning one trade out of 7 is so much easy, or even you can increase that ratio as much as higher you can. If you have the possibility and having enough fund, then you can also maintain a martingale ratio of 8:1, means you will take total 8 trades and you just have to win only one. And with a big martingale ratio, you will make very small profit, but you will make it very consistently. Using the martingale steps is just like a trade cycle that you have to follow. You will take your first trade, and if you lose that trade, you will increase your amount and place your second trade, and even if you lose once again, then you will place your third trade by increasing some amount. And if you have a really bad luck and you also lose your third trade, then you have to place your trade once again by increasing your amount. And in that series, when you win only one trade, then you are going to recover all of your previous losing trade, and after that winning trade you have to recontinue or the restart that cycle from the basic amount. Means after winning the trade, your next trade amount will be according to your first martingale step once again, and generally you will win your second or third trade in that series of martingale step if you are following any good strategy. And making profit with the martingale steps is really easy. Even if you are following a strategy which is having around 30% to 40% accuracy, still you will be a profitable trader with the martingale steps. So here are 2 suggestions that I have for you for using these martingale steps while you're trading. So number 1 is that make your initial trade as low as you can. That means you have to maintain your first trade amount very low, because when you do that, you will be able to place more trades in your martingale series. For example, if you are having an account of around $500, then your first trade amount will be around $2, $3 or $5 maximum. Okay, and another suggestion is that the more martingale step you have, the safer binary option will be for you. Means the more step of martingale step you are having in your account, then you are more safe as compared to that person who is having very low martingale steps. Now I'm going to show you how your broker history will looks like when you follow these martingale steps. So here is the history of my pocket option broker, and I have created that history intentionally in order to show you how you can use your martingale steps. Okay, so there are very random trades that I have taken for you. So as you can see, my first trade with amount of $5, and that is a winning trade. Okay, and second trade is also a winning trade, and the amount of second trade is also $5, because there is no need to increase your amount when you are continuously winning your trades. And then here is my third trade, which is a losing trade. So guys, here I have lost $5. Then what I have to do, I have to apply my martingale step. So as you can see, my fourth trade, which is a winning trade, and I have applied a martingale step, and as you can see, my amount was $10. Okay, so I lose $5 previously, but when I take a trade of $10, I made a profit of around $8. Means I have recovered my previous losing trade with a martingale step. Okay, so let's move forward, and here as you can see, my fifth trade, which is a winning trade, and just have a look on the amount of fifth trade, which is again $5. Okay, so this is how you have to follow your martingale cycle. Okay, and then there is a sixth trade. Sixth trade is a losing trade. As you can see, I lose $5. Then I continue my martingale steps, and I place a seventh trade with amount of $10, and that's also a losing trade. Okay, then there are back-to-back 2 losing trades. Then what I have to do next? Yes, I have to increase my amount once again. So here is the 8th trade that I have taken, and that's also a losing trade with amount of $20. Okay, and then my 9th trade with amount of $30, and that's a winning trade. And with that winning, I have recovered my previous losses to some extent. And then as you can see, my 10th trade, and again I reduce the amount of my trade to $5. So this is how you have to maintain your money management while you're trading. Just follow the martingale steps properly. Finally, now we are going to have a look on the money management sheet. So now we are going to have a practical tutorial about this money management sheet. And guys, this money management sheet will going to help you a lot while you're trading. Okay, so now we are going to start the tutorial from this particular panel. Okay, this is the most important panel that you have to fill properly. Okay, so guys, basically here you have to fill some operational detail for your money management. So our first box, this is our first box, and here you have to fill your capital or whatever the amount that you are wanting to risk for the day. Let's suppose if you are having $100, so just fill 100 and press the enter key. Okay, then this money management sheet will show you the calculation according to the $100. Okay, and guys, here you don't need to fill the entire capital. Okay, here you can fill half of your capital or 1/4 of your capital or whatever the amount that you want. Okay, let's suppose, for example, let's suppose here is a trader who is having $1,000 in his pocket option account or whatever the binary broker he is using. Okay, he is having $1,000, then he can fill 1,000 as his entire capital. Okay, and also he also can fill 500 as his half capital. Okay, as his half of the capital, and the remaining $500 will be the completely safe. And even in the worst condition, he will lose only 500 and the remaining 500 will be completely safe. Okay, and he can also fill $250. Okay, he also can fill the $250 and the remaining 750 will be completely safe. And even in the worst condition, worst market, worst accuracy level, he will lose only $250. Okay, so whatever the capital you are using for this money management sheet, that totally depend on the trader. Okay, this is the box of capital. Here you have to fill the capital. I hope you understand. Okay, and guys, our next two boxes, these are the two boxes, and here you have to fill your martingale ratio. I have told you about that previously. What is the martingale ratio? Okay, so currently here, as you can see, 5:1. So the martingale ratio is 5:1. Okay, and here as you can see the total trades. So here you have to fill the total number of trades of your martingale cycle. Okay, and here you have to fill the number of trade that you have to win out of your total trades in order to make the profit. Okay, so 5:1, but I told you that our ideal ratio of using that money management sheet is 6:1. Okay, that means you just need to win only one trade out of 6. Okay, if you win the one trade, then you will be profitable, and just you have to repeat that particular cycle. And guys, our another box is here. Here as you can see, this box will tell you the accuracy level according to your martingale step. Okay, basically this is the minimum accuracy level that you have to sustain in order to make the profit, and if you succeed to maintain that particular accuracy level, then you will be always profitable according to the money management sheet. Okay, so let me show you. So according to the 6:1, martingale ratio, you need 16.67% of minimum accuracy level, and I think it's easy. Okay, and let's suppose if you are having 7:1, then guys, you just need 14.29% of accuracy level. Okay, and if you go one step ahead, then guys, 8:1, you just need 12.50% accuracy. Okay, and guys, the more martingale steps that you have, the more safer you will be in the binary options. Okay, and guys, when you get this money management sheet, so just play with these numbers, just fill the various amount, various martingale ratios and various percentage here, so that you will get a overall using perspective of this money management sheet. Okay, so let's back to the 6:1. Okay, and here our last box. Here guys, here you have to fill the payout percentage of your broker or whatever the currency pair you are using. Let's suppose if you are using Euro USD and on that Euro USD you are getting 87% of return. So guys, just fill 1.87. okay, then the money management sheet will calculate all the amounts according to the 87% of returns. Okay, let's suppose if you are having 90% of return, so just fill 1.90. that's all. Okay, well, generally I used to fill only 80%. okay, 1.80, because this is the normal return or the payout that we got on the binary brokers. Okay, so this is our first panel, and here basically these are the operational details that you have to fill very carefully. Okay, and guys, our second panel, this is our second panel, and here you will get the some percentage or some details of the winning trade. Let's suppose when you win the one trade, out of the 6, okay, then you will have $251.94 in your account. Okay, and here we are assuming that we are using the capital of $250. okay, so basically just that panel will tell you the payout percentage. Okay, and our last panel, so this is our last panel, and guys, this panel will tell you your live accuracy. Okay, let's suppose if you are having continuously winning trade, so as you can see here, if you win continuously, then this will show you the completely positive, okay, completely positive accuracy, and when you lose, it suddenly calculate the accuracy and divide it in the losing events and the winning events. Okay, so this is the using panels of this money management sheet, and this is not too much tough. Okay, if you just play a few minutes with the numbers and with the martingale ratio, then you will get overall using perspective. Okay, so now we are going to understand the result and these amount, whatever the work of these calculations. Okay, so now we are going to understand about this panel of the money management sheet. So once you fill the operational detail in that particular panel, then the money management sheet will suggest you the amount of your first trade in that particular box. Okay, see, so here as you can see the trade amount. So this is the amount of the trade that you have to take according to the martingale steps. Okay, so this is our first trade amount, which is $2.57. Okay, and guys, on that particular row of result row, here you have to fill the result of your trade, whatever it's a winning trade or a losing trade. Just be honest and fill the result here as it is. Okay, so let's suppose if I win the trade, so I have to fill the capital W and press the enter key. Okay, and if I lose the trade, then I have to fill the capital L and press the enter key. So just fill the W and press the enter key, and when you fill your result, then immediately money management sheet will suggest you the amount of your next trade according to your martingale steps. Okay, and let's suppose if you win once again, then here is another trade amount, and as you can see there is little bit difference in these amounts. Okay, but guys, the main things is what will happen when you lose the trade. Okay, so just fill the capital L and press the enter key. Then guys, when you lose any trade, the money management sheet will immediately suggest you the next amount of your trade according to the martingale step. As you can see, $5.80. Okay, and let's suppose if you are having a very bad luck and you are having continuously 3 to 4 losses back to back, As you can see, this is how our martingale steps will go. Okay, and once you win the trade in the series of your martingale steps, then you will recover all of your losses and you will also make a little bit of profit. Okay, so as you can see, when I win that particular trade of $63.47, then immediately my next amount is $2.64. Means again I am on the first step of my martingale steps. Okay, this is the trade, this is the amount of first trade, as you can see, which was around here. Okay, so this is how the money management sheet will work. And on the trade amount, here you will get the amount of your trade. Okay, and the return, on the return column, here you will see the numerical representation of your trades, whatever you are losing the amount or gaining the amount. Okay, and here is another box, and here you will see the current portfolio. Okay, according to this result, my current portfolio will be $256.83. And guys, this box, okay, this is the description of the trade. Here you can write any remark for you. Let's suppose if you take a trade according to the green arrow and the stochastic, so just you can write the green arrow plus stochastic. Okay, and basically here you can describe your trade on what method or on what basis you have placed your trade. Okay, so this is a complete quick review of the money management sheet. And guys, when you get that money management sheet, so just play with these numbers and just fill these capital L and capital W as much as you can. Okay, then you will get a overall user perspective of that money management sheet. Here is our second money management sheet, and with that sheet you can determine your daily profit targets. So this sheet is designed especially for the 30 days profit targets. Okay, and in binary options it's important to be consistently profitable throughout the day, but you should also know where you have to stop your trading for that particular day. Because if you don't stop, then ultimately you will end up by losing all of your capital because of over trading. Therefore, you have to set your daily profit targets, and when you achieve that particular target, so stop the trading for that day, shut your computer off and enjoy the life and be happy because you made the profit of the day. And achieving your daily profit targets will gradually increase your confidence and your discipline in trading, and that will make your trading very enjoyable and full of fun. And guys, growing your account is a simple process, so take it as a process, it's not a magic. Keep it very simple and stable, and set a profit target which is sensible and easily achievable target for you. You will create a good amount of profit within a month if you keep achieving your daily targets continuously, because these daily small targets will sum up in the end of the month and give you a big amount in your broker's account. So now let's have a quick overview of this sheet and see how it actually works. So guys, for using that money management sheet, you have to decide your daily profit percentage. Generally, I suggest to set your daily target only 10% a day. Means you have to grow your capital by 10% and then you will stop the trading for that particular day. Okay, so set your goal in your mind that I have to grow my account by 10%, and using that sheet is super easy. For making your trading plan for next 30 days, you just have to operate only these two boxes. In this first box, you have to fill your capital that you have on the day 1. Okay, and in the second box, you have to fill your daily profit target in percentage, and that's it. When you fill these two things, the sheet will give you the calculation for next 30 days. Let me explain you by an example. Okay, so let's suppose you are having just $100 in your account and you have decided to grow your account daily by 10%. Okay, so you just have to fill $100 in the opening balance, $100. Okay, and in the percentage column you just have to fill 10%. Just fill 10%, and then you just have to stretch this setting to the entire sheet just like that, and that's it. And here is your trading plan for next 30 days according to the daily profit target of 10%. In that row you will get your capital as per the day after increasing the 10%. Okay, and here is your daily target in percentage, and in the last column you will get your daily targets in numbers. So as you can see, on the day first, when I am having just $100 and I decided to make a profit of 10%, then I just have to make a profit of $10 only. And making a $10 profit on a account of $100 is not a big task. It's easy, sensible and achievable for every trader. And as you can see, on the day 2, when I'm having a capital of $110 and the profit percentage is the same, so on the day 2 I have to make a profit of $11, and the further calculations are also just like that. And at the end of these 30 days you will get around $1,600 in your account. Means if you start from $100 and achieve your daily targets of 10% profit, which is not too much hard, then in the end of the month you will get a profit of around $1,500 from the capital of just $100. And I don't think it's a bad growth. And that process of making 10% daily profit will give you confidence and a sense of being a profitable and professional traders, and eventually that will bring your trading skills to the next level. And guys, it's not necessary to start from the $100 only. You can start from any amount, $100, $200, $300 or even $500. So let's suppose if you are starting from the $500, so just fill 500 in the first box, okay, and 500 and select your profit percentage. So here is already 10%. So according to this calculation, if you start from the $500 and make 10% of profit every day, then in the end of the month, after the 30 days, you will get a account of around $8,000, which is a huge growth. And you can also achieve the growth like that if you trade systematically. Okay, so now let's see what if you start from the $1,000. So just fill 1,000, and here is the calculation for $1,000 if you just increase 10% daily capital. Okay, so and at the end of the 1 month you will get around $15,000 or $16,000 in your account. So this is the power of daily and systematic profit target. And guys, when you will get this money management sheet, so just play with the different amounts and different percentages and you will get the using perspective. Okay, so let's suppose I fill $100, okay, and this time I will increase my profit percentage. This time I will set 20%, okay, and just stretch this setting to the entire sheet, and boom. So guys, if you start from just $100 and if you made a profit of 20% on a daily basis of your capital, then at the end of the month you will get around a balance of $20,000. It's a huge amount, okay? But making a profit of 20% on a daily basis of your capital can be a big task for you. So I suggest maximum 15%. Okay, the best will be 10%, but if you want to increase your profit percentages, then maximum 15%. Okay, and then you will get a account of around $6,000 after 1 month on a capital of $100. So let's see what if you start from $500. So just we have to fill the $500, and with the profit percentage of daily 15%, then at the end of the month you will get an account of around $30,000. And why I'm telling 30,000 while the balance is just 28,000? So This is the balance of day 30, and you will also make 15% profit on the day 30, which will be around $4,000. Then at the end of day 30, your balance will be more than $30,000. Okay. So that was our money management sheet for the daily targets for binary options. Okay, so use that sheet properly and set a profit target which is easy and achievable for you. And you can also make a physical printout of that money management sheet so that you are able to access your daily target physically. And now at the end of the tutorial video, I'm going to give you some tips for your better trading experience. So tip number 1 is to use the money management sheet if you have a sufficient balance. Means if you are having, let's suppose, $100 and $200 only, then use the first money management sheet. Otherwise, if you are just having $10, $20 or $30, $40, then you can trade continuously from the minimum amount, such as $1, $2 and $3. And the second tip is this: the more martingale step you have, the safer binary options is for you. Means if you are having, let's suppose, a amount of $100, $200 or $300, then you have to try to maximize your martingale steps, because the more martingale step is equals to more safety in the market. So make your initial trade amount as low as you can, then you will get more martingale steps. And the third tip is to be disciplined in your strategy. Only then martingale step will give benefit. Okay, no matters what strategy you use, you should have to follow the current strategy properly with discipline, without getting distracted by the losses or the chart movement or by any other strategy. Okay, so just focus on one strategy at one time. And the last tip is you can also use that money management sheets with any of your strategy if the green arrow indicator not work for you. Okay, but the main thing is to be accountable in your trading, because being accountable will help you in long run. And guys, you should always practice any strategy, any indicator on your demo account before going on your real account. So the question arises when you have to move on your real account from the demo with the MT4 indicator. So guys, simple answer is when you understand the working of the indicator and gain the confidence about your trading with the indicator, then you can switch to your real account from the demo. So good luck.